Yeah, the trees will be in the tracks. Should be beautiful.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regular meeting of the Board of Directors. It's Thursday, February 5th. The time is 12:11. So if you will all stand up, I'll be giving the invocation. Director Beagle will give the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's pray. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for your presence here today. We ask that you guide and direct us in our decisions and the tasks before us. We thank you and we ask for your blessings on everyone here. I want to take a moment to remember those who have passed from our lives, and we ask that you'll comfort their families in this time of grief. For it's in Jesus' name we pray.
Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have 5 new board members to be sworn in at this moment, and Judge French is going to come and swear them in. So if you will all come forward, face us and face her, and we'll get you sworn in and get to work. Being sworn in today is LaShonda Baldwin, Katie Dumas, Walter Jones, Ken King, and Patricia Todd.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. It's really a privilege to come here and administer this oath today. I have had the privilege of being a judge for the last 15 years. For the last 6 years, I've been the presiding judge. And one of my favorite things to do is to administer the oath to other elected officials and public officials. So I'm really honored to be here with you all today. And I have had the honor of administering many other oaths to other directors over the years. Everyone in this room understands the important role that you play in providing transportation and leadership, effective, affordable, and efficient transportation for our citizens. And I want to thank you for your service. So with that, I am going to ask you all to raise your right hands. I'm going to say I, and then you would each state your name, okay? I
Walter Jones,
solemnly swear or affirm
solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Alabama
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Alabama
and the bylaws and policies
and the bylaws and policies
of the Birmingham Jefferson County Transit Authority,
of the Birmingham Jefferson County Transit Authority,
and that I will faithfully and honestly
and I will faithfully and honestly
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office of which I am about to enter,
of the office of which I am about to enter,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Please put your right hands down. Let me be the first to congratulate you and thank you all for your service.
Thank you.
Members of the board, please take your seats. call to establish a quorum.
Director Dumas. Director Davis. Director Flegel.
Present.
Director Inman. Present. Director Jones.
Here.
Director King.
Present.
Director Todd. Here. Chair Parker.
Here.
Chair Parker, you have a full quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Nolan. Next on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? And there are none. All right. Next on the agenda is public comment. Do we have anyone for public comment? Jim?
The minutes. Minutes.
Adoption of the minutes.
Did you adopt the minutes?
Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. So here, motion to adopt the minutes from the meeting of November 6th.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? And there are none, so the minutes have been adopted for the meeting of November 2nd, 2025. And there's no one for public comment, so I'll move to the chairman's report.
Chair Parker, you have two public comments.
Okay.
You have
Two.
Oh,
you have
you do?
two public comments. Yes, sir. You have Ms. Marva Douglas and Mr. Ronald Jackson.
All right.
Afternoon, Ms. Douglas. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
I'm good. Do you acknowledge that you have read and understood the public comment policy?
Yes,
All right, you have 3 minutes.
3 minutes. I shall read as fast as I can.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no saying that you can't miss something that you've never had. And that's certainly true for us Alabamians who have not had robust public transportation for more than 70 years. What's robust transit? It's bus train service available throughout communities every 10 to 15 minutes, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, giving everyone access to job opportunities, houses of worship, educational opportunities, doctor's appointments, entertainment, shopping centers, savings on car maintenance, and if you're a senior citizen like me, enables you to live and move independently. There was a time in Alabama when Alabama did not have good public transportation service in many areas, and here's a bit of history. During the first half of the 20th century, public transportation consisted of streetcars. Gasoline-powered buses didn't come along until the late 1940s, early 50s. Though segregated, buses were owned by the private company Birmingham Electric, which later transferred to Alabama Power. Though still segregated, in the 1950s, Alabama had a robust transit system in many areas. But at that same time, in the early 50s, automobiles were becoming quite popular. Automakers, in an effort to increase sales, sought access to larger areas. For them, more and better roads and bridges would do the trick. So, in 1951, folks from the auto industry lobbied the Alabama legislature to get all gasoline tax dollars put into bridges and highways only, because it would greatly help their expansion. Thus, in 1952, the Alabama legislature and the voters at that time passed Constitutional Amendment 93, putting all gasoline tax dollars into bridges and highways only. That is still in effect today. Its result is to draw down even more federal highway and bridge money. However, when the legislature voted to put all of the gasoline tax dollars into bridges and highways only, it, in essence, cut all state funding to public transit. Not looking to the future, that law disenfranchises many citizens who don't own a vehicle but need transportation to work and to other places. It is now 2026. Alabama's minimum wage is still $7.25 an hour, and sadly, pedestrians are being killed trying to get to jobs in other places without adequate sidewalks or public transit. This situation must change. With no funds for public transit from the state, Alabama cannot get matching funds from the federal government. I'm sorry. Can I finish? Did you say yes or no?
It's at the pleasure of the chair.
Oh, can I finish?
Please do.
Oh, thank you. Okay. With no funds for public transit from the state, Alabama cannot get matching funds from the federal government to aid in the improvement of the minimum public transit some areas currently try to offer. That's you. This is despite the fact that Alabamians pay tax dollars that go into the federal public transportation fund, a fund that supports states that do provide transit for its citizens. It's our loss because that means our money is divided among states that do provide matching funds. Where does that leave us? Each year, more than 2,000 students graduate from high school in this state. If their parents are not able to buy them automobiles, they are not able to get around to look for jobs, attend any of the local colleges, or do anything that will enhance their lives. Older citizens, no longer able to drive, are also stuck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Please be advised, the board is well aware of everything you've said.
Well, I just hope that
Support you.
And
I was
we
trying to
wish
convince-
you'd go
I
before
was
the
trying to
city
convince
councils. and
other
present-
people, oh, I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere. The council, I've been all over this state
All
practically.
right, thank you.
I apologize.
Anyone else?
I'm gonna be 87 this
Yes, ma'am.
May if I'm
Thank you very
alive.
much. Thank you.
If I'm alive this May, I'll be 87. I still have to drive like people who don't
Yes, ma'am.
see stop
We
signs,
understand.
who don't honor any kind of signs that are out there.
Ms. Nolan.
Hello, Mr. Jackson, how are you?
Well, I trust you are too, and all of you,
I am.
particularly our new board members.
Mr. Jackson?
Look forward to engaging you all
Mr.
in this.
Jackson, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Do you acknowledge that you've read and understand the public comment policy?
No, I have not read them, I've seen them, so would you please provide me a copy? I
Yes, sir, I
definitely need
will
them.
do that. It just simply states that you have 3 minutes to explain.
Thank you
Thank
kindly.
you so much.
My name is Ronald Jackson. I'm Executive Director of Citizens for Better Schools and Sustainable Communities and the Legal Evaluation and Action Project, which is renewing itself this year. I'm here to bring to you these brief comments. First, I want to begin with the fact that your employees over here at your central station are very unprofessional. They tell the public no vulgarity, yet they're doing it. Your Woodlawn station, they have signs all over the place, no smoking, but your employees smoke all the time. We talk about modern transportation, yet I'm just gonna call it the yellow bus. We are here to give you notice now that particularly upon the Channel 13's piece with former Mayor Richard Arrington, I hope all of you have seen it. If you're not, we'll put it up now because that is where we're gonna stand because Mayor Arrington issued an ultimatum to get rid of racism in Birmingham. It is the biggest economic impairment that this city and this state still has. Now, with respect to equity, equality, and transportation, the yellow bus won't get it. Want you just go home, get your map, look at Birmingham. Here is the dividing line. The so-called Woodlawn Project stuff, that's the old red line. Everything east of I-65 now is where the city, I'm glad, I think the president talked about getting the city council to invest. That is the red line. The west to the northeast, that is where the Legal Evaluation and Action Project gives you notice now. that we are back and we will see you in court for the continued racial discrimination that's going on right now. I'm gonna leave you with this. The Alabama state motto is Artemis Juris Nostra Defendere. We as citizens dare defend our rights. We also say to you that we will take this everywhere that's legally necessary, but we won't invite you to join us right now. I will ask to meet with you all in whatever process you have now, so it won't necessarily have to be out on the street. I close simply by saying this to you. The war against poverty is not over, has not ended, but we do not allow you to join the Woodlawn people, and I don't conclude, we do not and will not allow you to do what they have done to our Waterworks Board. Take transit over, because that's the plan for the eastern side. Thank you very kindly. I will send you a letter soon. Thanks today.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Again, welcome new board members. In a few moments, we will be electing a Secretary Pro Tem to fulfill a requirement for signing certain official documents. That'll be toward the end of the meeting. In March, we'll be electing new officers for the board. I may have mentioned in the past, the nominating committee was formed by the previous chairman last August. However, for various reasons, the board at that time did not elect new officers. I have asked the members of the nominating committee to provide the board with a slate of candidates for the positions of chairman, vice chairman, and secretary. The period of service for that new board will be the following 7 months. In September of this year, we will again elect new officers to the board in accordance with the bylaws of the board. Okay. Board committees, I have solicited from each board member their preferred committee assignments. Without exception, I've been able to meet their requirements. So, serving on the Finance and Administration Committee will be Director LaShonda Baldwin, Director Walter Jones, and myself. And Director Jones will be the chair of that committee. Serving on the Planning and Development Committee will be Director Patricia Todd, Director Willie Davis, and Director Ken King. And I've asked Director Davis to serve as chair of that committee. And finally, serving on the Operations Committee will be Director Inman, Director Dumas, and Director Flegel. And Director Flegel will be serving as chair of that committee. In April, well, first of all, I want to encourage each new member to become active in ANTA, the American Public Transportation Association. That's a national organization, and our lobbying group in Washington, D.C. I think I've mentioned this before, but I'll reiterate that. So, Ms. Nolan, have their memberships been established yet?
I have sent out, or I have registered everyone, but AFTA has sent out emails. So far, I've only gotten 2 back. So they will have to go into their emails to go through the process to approve.
All right. APTA has a very good website. You can, once you become a member, you can sign into it and find out all good information there. We also have the opportunity to attend several, or 3 really, very good meetings this year. However, given the fiscal constraints in our budget for the year, we'll have to limit travel for board members to 2 meetings for the fiscal year. And I'll have more to say about that at the next meeting. This past Tuesday night, members of the BJCTA staff met to present plans for BJCTA's new maintenance and operations facility to be built in the Forestdale community. I was asked by Commissioner Scales to attend, which I did. In addition to Commissioner Scales, State Representative Wandalyn Given was present to give support to BJCTA's plans and to answer any questions from the community. I was asked to speak briefly, which I did, and I think the response was very good. They have a lot of good questions, which our team is going to answer probably, and we're going to be working more closely with them. I think this is a new experience for our BJCTA in that we're building something new new location, and so there are some things we need to consider in regards to how the community responds. And the questions, one particular question had to do with the safety of the CNG station, and I tried to explain as best I could how that system works, and we might even give them a tour of the new CNG station that's on Airport Boulevard that the airport owns. So that's where we are with Fulton, Forestdale. And I believe that concludes my comments. Now, do we have a report from the Transit Citizens Advisory Board? Good afternoon.
Hi, great to have you here, and great to see you, the new members that have been sworn in. You might remember that in the last couple of years, Senator Linda Coleman from Madison submitted a bill that would have raised some money for the Transit Trust Fund by charging a $5 license fee on all vehicles. It looks like this year she's decided not to do that again. And instead, she's working with Greg Reed, who is I think he's the head of workforce development for the state of Alabama, to develop a new, to try to encourage business people to support transit. See, because that's, and I personally believe that's a really good idea, because businesses would gain an awful lot if they had, if the population had more mobility options. See, they could get more workers, they could get more customers, and so on. So I think it's a good idea to do that. And some people said that if we can do something like that, it might create more opportunities for funding later, possibly. But this bill, from what I understand, is only going to be a local bill. In other words, it's not the whole state. It's just this area here. So, so she has to try to get, other members of the legislature to support that. So, any questions or comments?
All right, thank you very much for your report.
Sure.
Executive Director's report.
Yes, good afternoon. As you all may be aware, Director Shaw is out due to a family emergency, so please do keep her family in your thoughts and prayers. We are pleased to welcome our new board members. We had orientation last month, a really good orientation. You all asked some good questions. We will have a board retreat next month, March 26th and 27th. You'll get more information on that from Rhonda. But we do thank you all for your participation and your feedback thus far, and we look forward to working with you. Director Parker mentioned our meeting in Forestdale, which was a really good meeting, and we look forward to working with the community. We have a slew of meetings coming up, and we'll keep you all posted if you would like to attend. Also, in December, we launched our new website. You all may be aware that the website was one of our capital projects. We launched it in December. Feel free to visit www.maxtransit.org to check it out and to review our progress. Lastly, Director Shaw and the finance team will be in conjunction with our planning team introducing a new slate of meetings called Introduction to Transit, and we'll be working with various stakeholders. We have a meeting coming up soon, Director Jones, with Homewood, and then some other municipalities. So feel free to attend those meetings as well, and Rhonda will send more information at a later date. I think that's it. Any questions for me on any of that?
Walker. Next is a consent calendar. We have no items on that. Next is resolution for consideration and approval 2026-9. Sullivan, would you read that?
Yes, sir. Resolution 2026-09, approval of resolution number 2026-09, authorizing the Birmingham Jefferson County Transit Authority, BJCTA, to adopt the updated Equal Employment Opportunity EEO program in compliance with Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and applicable Federal Transit Administration FTA requirements.
Thank you. Is there a motion for
I
this?
move the adoption of resolution 2026-09.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and second. I'll open the floor for any discussions.
I have a question.
Sure.
What are the significant differences that we're making? Mayor.
Good afternoon, directors. So today, I stand before you in my role as Manager of Compliance alongside our Director of HR, Ms. Martha Morgan, to address your concerns and questions today about the updated EEO program. The only things that, because this is a federal requirement that we're required to do every 3 years, is basically an update of information, statistical information and analyses on our employees' current and bring it up to date. So this program is due to FTA, Federal Transit Administration, March 1 of this year, which meant that it has to be board approved, which meant that we had to get it to you today. But it's just updated information. Nothing else has changed policy-wise or hiring practices or anything like that.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? All right, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor of passing this resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. And there are none. Resolution 2026-9 passes. Okay, on the back of the page of the agenda, unfinished business, board officer election update, that's been given. Next is new business, the election of a secretary pro tem. So I'll open the floor now for nominations for secretary pro tem.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Michelle Inman for Secretary Pro Tem.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? All right, I'll close. We'll all vote now. All in favor of electing Director Emmett to the position of Secretary Pro Tem, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And there are none. And this term will run until a new board is elected next month. Thank you, Ms. Emmett, for willing to serve. All right, is there anything else? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Motion's been made second. We stand adjourned.